Oh, all you hardcores out there, how are you doing? You know this is. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. You know, I'm getting sick of seeing it last few days. For the fans. We did it for the fans. We've got Spotty Frank coming out now saying they've done it for fans and Spencer Brown and they're all following Bricktop's lead. And look, this is how I look at it, right? Pound notes. It's got them fights on over there, but they've not really given us what we want, have they really? Come on, eh? We've got Anthony Joshua in the same arena and on the same card and at press conferences with Deontay Wilder. Are you telling me them two can't walk up to each other and say, listen, too many people have got involved, too many cooks spoil the broth, and why don't we just sort it out amongst ourselves and get at it? Do you know what I mean? I mean, all this Joshua on the same card. It's rhubarb, isn't it? We had all this with Anthony Joshua, right? For Eric Molina, a geography teacher, didn't he? Right? Eric Molina, an old man shot to bits, flabby Eric Molina, right? On the same card, they had the WBA interim champion, Eddie Earn's fighter, Luis Ortiz. They put him in with Dave Allen. So you've got the WBA interim champion that if that had been any other matchroom fighter, Eddie Hearn would have upgraded him, just like he's done Quigg and just like he's done Lee Wood. He would have upgraded Ortiz, wouldn't he? WBA, Eddie's pet belt, but he had Luis Ortiz there as a blocker to protect Anthony Joshua. But they've got Joshua fighting Eric Molina and Ortiz fighting Dave Allen, and the general buzz around was, well, Joshua and Ortiz are on the same card, same event, but they didn't want that southpaw smoke, did they? From that Olympian Ortiz now. So what did they do? Well, they took Dave Allen to meat market, didn't they? Sent him to slaughter. And that was decline of Dave Allen, the White Rhino. Although he's had plenty chances since then to turn it around, but not grab them. So it's very disappointing. It's like repeating it. And then we've got all this talk about Ergovic against that Demori guy, some guy who learnt to box on YouTube. And David A blast him out, about 7 years ago or something. You know, inside about 4 minutes flat. What is all that about? So if we have an undisputed in Feb, and it's a big effort at the moment, if we do, and the IBF breaks away from that, and they make that vacant for Hergovic because he's like a who wants him? He don't attract any money from TV or out, don't do tickets. He's about as exciting as a wet fart. So who's going to want Ergovic? But Anthony Joshua will want him, won't he? Big Meech. And then what happens then? Joshua gets a piece of the pie, doesn't he, against whoever, an easy fight for IBF, you know, Ergovic, Ergovic and Joshua for IBF. Can you see that? I can. I can see it happening. And then it all goes back to 2000 and 15 or 16 when it all started with Joshua and Charlie Martin. That was by default, wasn't it? So we're going to have a three-time world champion here by default. Is that where we're heading? Is that Joshua's mentality at the moment? Is that his mentality at the moment? That he just wants to be a world champion at any cost. And if they can get it through back door against Ergovic and get a piece of the pie, it's going to look good. For when he goes to negotiating table with Fury, if he even gets to that stage. I don't know. I mean, he don't look like the one in Wilder, does it? It just looks like Anthony Joshua, Big Meech, wants to be a world champion and milk that belt, milk that honey. Just like he did when he had that belt before with Eric Melinas and Dominic Breazeales and Pulevs and Povetkins, fights like that. You know, fights that we were like, oh my God, what are you doing? You know, them sort of fights. And it's just repeat, and then it goes again, doesn't it? Then they start beating the drum to undisputed. But we'd already have it. We'd already have an undisputed. We just need one undisputed guy, and then whoever beats him is the man, innit? So Joshua can have as many world titles, in my opinion, as he wants. He's never going to be undisputed, and he's never going to be known as the man, is he? You've got to be Usyk or Fury and Wilder to be known as the man of his era. And he can't be in that equation, can he? Because he's already failed twice against Usyk. Confidence shot to bits. Yeah, they probably want the Fury fight right at the end, but will Fury give him it? He's on slide, isn't he? But he knows he's got to beat Wilder. Got to fight Wilder. Got to fight Fury and got to beat Usyk. You can't just go IBF and, hopefully Joshua will be thinking, let's Fury get tied up with all these John Jones fights and Ngannou rematches. He'll have 2 fights with Usyk, won't he? Joshua won't be bothered. He'll be milking that honey for a good couple of years if he gets that IBF. And then they'll want Fury's head to implode, and then it'll all start again. And then it'll be, this is my new best friend. All roads lead to undisputed. You can see how they're trying to navigate him through choppy waters. Walling and then, Ergovic, and then milking that honey again. And we've fallen for this before. Joshua will be probably the worst 3-time world champion we've ever had. He's had gifts all the way through. And is this where we're at now? The talk undisputed, but they're going this route. It's embarrassing, isn't it? If they do that, the game's got to be up on it for these lot, isn't it? This shower. Just embarrassing, isn't it? So, okie dokie. All right, go on, peace out. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Booyaka, but yeah, there's some good fights on that, but it's not what we want, is it? There's not a world title fight on at heavyweights. And, they've had to get Miller in to sell it, a drug cheat. Drug cheat Miller against the bar, who's got the art of a P. Sanchez should win his fight. Opitia should win. Bivol should beat Arthur, although I want Arthur to win. Ergovic's got a knock over Indy Mori. Hopefully they'll add a few more fights to it. Aslam Mukhmadov or something, whatever he's called. He's in a good fight, isn't he? So this is what it is, isn't it? Joshua against Wallin. Parker Wilder. Miller Dubois. Interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. So, okie dokie. One piece out.